welcome to the Pastel Painted Cafe. My name is Alice, and today we will be talking about food. You know, the thing that keeps people alive, the thing everybody needs, and not to mention the thing that destroys multiple kitchens per year. But that's besides the point. I'm here to talk about the weird shit I ate when I was from the ages of 3 to 7. You got some weird stories coming in for you today. Now, this is your preemptive warning. Do not eat any of the things I have listed unless it's an actual food. Not everything's meant to be eaten, but everything is edible at least once. Listen to that advice. Okay? I was told that advice once too in 5th grade, and I'm just like, that explains so much in my childhood. Okay, but that's besides the point. Let's get into the actual story bit of this. This first one takes place when I was 3 years old, and let's start with some backstory first. I went to my grandma's house. My grandma, though, was at nursing school because she was still doing that when I was 3. I don't know why, but she was at nursing school, which means I was left with her husband, who was sick at the time. So that meant I was practically unsupervised. You want to know what my little toddler brain was doing? I was looking at a bottle of hand sanitizer and saying, that looks delicious. Absolutely scrumdiddlyumptious. So you want to know what I did? I chugged the whole thing. Well, when my mom got there to pick me up, I was running into walls, and oh boy. She had to stay there for an extra 2 hours because she had to put me in a bathtub because I wouldn't stop hitting my head on the wall. So, again, never ever do that. Also, there's gonna be a lot of disappointed self-size in this video, so be warned. Moving on to the next story, shall we? This one also took place when I was 3. I was sitting on my mom's deck at my current house, and my mom was talking to her mom, my grandma, and who was at nursing school in the previous story. She was also still doing that because, 3 years old. Around the same time period, I saw a snail on the driveway, and I was like, scrumdiddlyumptious, another snack. So I picked the snail up. It had a shell, by the way, so it wasn't just a slug, and went, and my mom went, she saw this whole thing go down because, she's a mom. She witnesses everything. And she had to dig the snail out of my mouth, and she said it absolutely reeked, disgusting. But now we're moving on to the more of just weird snacks that I ate. This was one that I was peer pressured into trying by my brother, who was younger than me, so I don't know why I felt peer pressured. But, he got me to try goldfish and ketchup once, and I was like, that is absolutely freaking disgusting. I am never eating that again. This next one is an actual food that you can eat. And it was edible. Literally just a tortilla shell and sour cream in the middle of that. So that one's normal. You can eat that one. Now this one was actually recently. I was eating a pretzel from Dairy Queen and a Blizzard because, food. And something in my little gremlin brain was like, mix the two together. Dip the pretzel into your M&M Blizzard right now. I know M&M Blizzard, a child, but I'm 14. What can you expect, actually? And I ended up getting my mom to try this, and she said that was gross. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I think it's good, but okay, mom. This one was in 5th grade. I know I said from the ages of 3 and 7, but those were the really weird ones, the ones that were not supposed to be eaten. But anyway, this snack, air quote, was in 5th grade. And I had an obsession with garlic, and don't get me wrong, it's great, but I had an unhealthy obsession with garlic during 5th grade. I would eat it with everything. and I made garlic butter on like the daily. And what this ended up being most of the time was my snack for school. Not just the garlic butter itself, it was like Chex Mix with the garlic butter or whatever. And I brought this to a field trip, and my friends were like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Garlic butter and Chex Mix. This is delicious." And I got them to try, and they were like, "This is pretty good. Huh, maybe I'll try it." So maybe that one wasn't that weird after all? I don't know. Ooh, this one's one that you shouldn't do because of like health reasons and like cholesterol. Spoonfuls of butter and spoonfuls of salt at the same time. Not same time, but like eating spoonfuls of butter and spoonfuls of salt individually. Don't do that because you'll get really high cholesterol and that stuff can cause heart attacks. So be careful, guys. Don't do what younger me did and just eat them by the freaking spoonful. So be smart with your decisions of food. And definitely don't do the first two that I mentioned. Not good. Not good for you either. Don't do the last one I mentioned because that one can physically harm your physical state. So just make good decisions with food. Now, if you want to try the rude food combinations, you can, but I wouldn't recommend it. Thank you for visiting the Pastel Painted Cafe, and see you next time.